Passenger pigeon. Native to North America, the passenger or wild pigeon has been extinct since the early 20th century. Passenger pigeons inhabited the US when Europeans arrived in North America. But their settlement led to mass deforestation, resulting in habitat loss and a reduction in the bird population. By the 19th century, pigeon meat was commercialized as a cheap food for the poor, which resulted in hunting on a massive scale. The passenger pigeon died out in the wild by around 1900s, with the last known individual dying in captivity in 1914. West African Black Rhinoceros. The West African Black Rhinoceros was found in several countries towards the southeast region of Africa, measuring 3 to 3.8 meters long and 1.4 to 1.7 meters in height. This rhino would have weighed 800 to 1,300 kilograms. It had two horns, one measuring 0.5 to 1.3 meters and the other between 2 to 55 centimeters. Their diet included leafy plants and shoots. Some believes their horns had medicinal properties, though this had no grounding in scientific fact, which led to heavy poaching. In the 1930s, preservation action was taken to protect the species, but the numbers continued to decline. The last West African black rhinoceros was seen in Cameroon in 2006. It was declared officially extinct in 2011. Great auk. The great auk is a species of flightless alcid that became extinct in the mid-19th century. It was the only modern species in the genus Penguinus. It is not closely related to the birds now known as penguins, which were discovered later by Europeans and so named by sailors because of their physical resemblance to great auk. Stellar sea cow. Stellar sea cow is an extinct sirenian described by George Wilhelm Steller in 1741. At that time, it was found only around the Commander Islands in the Bering Sea between Alaska and Russia. Its range extended across the North Pacific during the Pleistocene epoch, and likely contracted to such extreme degree due to glacial cycle. It is possible indigenous populations interacted with the animal before Europeans. Steller first encountered it on Vitus Bering's Great Northern Expedition when the crew became shipwrecked on Bering Islands. Much of what is known about its behavior comes from Steller's observations on the island, documented in his posthumous publication on the Beasts of the Sea. Within 27 years of its discovery by Europeans, the slow-moving and easily caught mammal was hunted into extinction for its meat, fat, and hide. Dodo, an extinct flightless bird that inhabited Mauritius. The dodo was about 1 meter tall and have weighed 10 to 18 kilograms. The only account we have of the dodo's appearance is through varied illustration and written accounts from the 17th century, so its exact appearance remains unresolved. It is presumed the bird became flightless due to the availability of abundant food sources, seeds, roots, and fallen fruits, and the relative absence of predators. Dutch sailors first recorded a mention of the dodo in 1598. The bird was hunted to extinction by sailors and their domesticated animals and invasive species. The last widely accepted sighting of a dodo was in 1662. Franklinia alatamaha. Franklinia alatamaha has been extinct in the wild since the early 19th century and only exists in a cultivation. A native of the southeastern United States, it was first known to non-Native Americans when it was identified in 1765, named after Benjamin Franklin. The tree only survived him by 13 years, having last been seen in the wilds in 1803. already rare in the late 18th century. The reason for its extinction was not known. Today, cultivated specimens only exist because the tree was lucky enough to have flowers that please the human eye. Sigillaria. Sigillaria is one of the most common types of plants from which fossil fuels are made. Looking like Joshua trees or something from Dr. Seuss' book, Sigillaria flourished during the Carboniferous or coal-bearing period of 300 to 360 million years ago. The tree-like plants rose above the floor of peat-forming swamps, reproducing by spores contained in cones at the ends of their branches. Their fossils have been uncovered during the coal mining operations all across the world, from western Pennsylvania to inner Mongolia. Sophora toromiro. The Sophora toromiro was once endemic to Easter Islands, Rapa Nui. But despite efforts to cultivate it from seeds collected in the 1960s, the tree has since been declared extinct in the wild. The origins and meaning of Easter Island's famous monumental statues remain mysterious. But so due to the reasons for the island's deforestation, a combination of overharvesting, climatic changes, and cultural developments seem to be intertwined reasons for the collapse of a once sustainable society. Whatever the reason and whatever the pace of change, the hunting lesson of Easter Islands remains the same. Poliovirus. The poliovirus spreads from person to person and can affect person's body. The polio has been eliminated in more than 30 years. Smallpox. The last natural outbreaks of smallpox in the United States occurred in 1949. In 1980, the World Health Assembly declared smallpox eradicated or eliminated, and no cases of natural occurring smallpox have happened since.